Canada Public Broadcaster CBC's Twitter account labeled 69% government-funded media. Oh, boy. The trolling continues.
Yeah, just like NPR.
Canada's CBC pauses its Twitter activities over the label. It says questions its editorial independence. Yes, exactly the same thing that, no, not PBS, NPR.
NPR.
Yeah. PBS, I think they got it sorted out, or what did they do with PBS? Public Broadcasting. I didn't hear any kind of uproar. BBC was like, hey, you mislabeled us. We're not exactly that. We're kind of this. And then they wanted percentages, and these conversations came up.
I think it's on, BBC is on Elon's good side for now. But CBC? No.
CBC's move follows that of the National Public Radio in the United States over government-funded tech. No, CBC is definitely partially government-funded. I mean, that's a well-known characteristic. Is it actually 69% or he's having fun?
He's having fun.
So then that's kind of goofy, because if you're actually using the label to tell, that's kind of goofy.
They said it's like 30. CBC said it was 30% government funded. So Elon's like, okay, well, 69. Or sorry, they said it was 70%.
Oh,
government funded.
Okay, well then that is better than totally lying. The Twitter label on the CBC site previously showed 70% government-funded media, but Twitter owner Elon Musk said the Canadian Broadcasting Corp said they're less than 70% government-funded. So he corrected the label to 69. CBC said it will pause its Twitter activities over the labeling. A spat that has also drawn in Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and his conservative rival Pierre Poilievre.
Yeah, he said he has something to say about it.
I think it says a lot about the Conservative Party of Canada. They're choosing to constantly attack independent media organizations, journalists who are working hard to keep Canadians informed and support our democracy. CBC Radio-Canada serves right across the country, delivers local news and local content in many regions of the country that, yes, has been challenged over the past years, but the idea of adding to that challenges and laying on by attacking this Canadian institution, attacking the culture and local content that is so important to so many Canadians, really indicates
Look
the
at Elon's
values and the
reply.
approach that Mr. Poilievre is putting forward.
Still trolling.
And I think it is telling that in order to attack this institution that is important for many, many Canadians, he runs to American billionaires, the tech giants that they continue to defend in committee and in their approach on our legislation to make tech giants pay their fair share. Conservatives are always there to defend them. So when they're trying to attack a foundational Canadian institution, the fact that he has to run to American billionaires for support to attack.
What is
Canadians,
the running to American
says a
billionaire
lot
part?
about Mr. Poilievre?
Is he talking about Elon?
Maybe.
I presume that's what he's talking about. I mean, as far as American tech billionaires go. Well, I mean, it is kind of funny, but it's just when you see it with such an official type of stamp, and it is kind of, I'll tell you the other part that's goofy. To say you're less than 70% funded, there's a lot of numbers that are less than 70%.
Yeah.
What is the point of that? Why not just say 70%? Or say the exact percentage amount? That's an odd one. But I presume it's something like there's probably some sort of agreement that that's the maximum that they're allowed to be funded. And so they just say at any given point in time, we're less than 70% funded. But it does kind of open you up to this joke. And it certainly opens you up to the label. And if you are government funded, then be government funded. And state government funding, I don't really see what the issue is. I think most people, well, maybe most people don't know that. But certainly a lot do know that CBC is government funded, and people are free to have their point of view on that. whether they think that that's a good thing or a bad thing, and or whether or not they want to look through, maybe perceive what they're seeing there through a slightly different lens, given that information that it is government funded. And at any point in time, there is a government funding those activities.
But the fact that it's 69% is just like someone who's looking for some sort of officiality. It's like 69, like the label of it is just so trolling.
But in all honesty, if on the website, which is where they're getting this information from, because I don't think this is like an open book policy, if it says under 70, what are you writing? They don't have that option in here. They could put government funded media, but then this different media got upset about it and said, hey, it's
30%,
it's whatever percentages. So if they're gonna put percentages in there and you say under 70, now maybe what needs to happen, and probably what should happen, in all honesty, I mean, I know, laughs aside, is that there should be a submission in order to actually figure out what the true percentage is or the rough percentage is, and then they can submit themselves whatever that number is. But under a certain number doesn't really tell you much. And it just so happens to land on his favorite number. So it turns into a troll. But I agree with you. It makes you question the whole thing, because if you didn't know that CBC was actually under 70% government funded, you might look at this in isolation and think it's a joke.
Yes.
In which case you lose respect for the whole government funded label. So there's a risk factor there.
Yeah.
But for anybody who cared enough to look into it, they would realize, no, that's an actual thing. They claim they're under 70%.